Hey guys, welcome to my video. Today is a very special day. For today, we are celebrating 500 subscribers. I don't know where y'all came from, but I'm very grateful that you like my content. Today is very special because today I'm baking a cake to celebrate these 500 subscribers. So I have all of the instructions right here. Frosting, cake. I have never baked before, so this is gonna be interesting and we're gonna see how this turns out. If you want the recipe, I will have it linked in the description for both the cake and the frosting. But anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so I've collected all the ingredients that I need for the cake. So we need brown sugar, granulated sugar, flour, cocoa powder, baking powder, baking soda, salt, 2 eggs, milk, vegetable oil. Now, I didn't have normal vegetable oil, so this cooking spray should be okay. Vanilla extract. And then a cup of boiling water, which I'm boiling right now. So step 1 said preheat the oven, so I just did that. And now I need to spray these down with cooking spray. I think that worked. Good enough. I get to mix all the dry ingredients together. 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup sugar, and 3/4 a cup of flour. And we add cocoa powder, baking powder, baking soda, salt, an egg, oh my god, 2 egg, 1 cup of milk, cooking oil, vegetable oil, vanilla extract, and 1 cup of boiled water. And now we mix. Now that the batter is fully mixed, it's looking a little watery, which that's what it said in the directions, but the texture is making me a little concerned. But nevertheless, I must continue. Hopefully it tastes good, but now I'm going to pour them into the baking tins. I'm a little concerned because I don't know how much these are supposed to be filled up, and it looks a little chunky. I don't think I mixed it enough, but anyway, they are going into the oven, and then we will see what they look like in 30 minutes. So while those are baking for 30 minutes, I'm gonna make the frosting, but first, I have some cleanup to do. Alright, now that it's all clean, we can work on the frosting. So, I noticed I ran into a little bit of a problem. I don't have enough unsalted butter to make both batches of frosting. So I'm gonna have to improvise with 1/2 cup, or 1/4 cup of salted butter. So hopefully that doesn't really affect the taste. I'm a little nervous. I'm not entirely sure how different the taste is, but hopefully it'll work and it won't taste terrible. Butter has been whipped. I get to add the powdered sugar. That's a lot of powdered sugar. cocoa powder. Then we add milk, lastly vanilla extract. And then I'm going to mix it in the mixer. Now that the first frosting is done, I'm going to start working on the second decorative frosting, which means more powdered sugar. After I add the powdered sugar, I'm just going to blend it until it's smooth. Now, in order to add some color, I'm going to put in some blue food coloring, which kind of turned into a gross grayish green. The cake is out of the oven, and so I poked it with a toothpick to see if it was fully done. Now, all I need to do is get these cakes out of their tins and stack them on top of each other to make a double layered cake. The bottom of this one got a little messed up, but hopefully the frosting will cover it. So for the second cake, I tried to use a knife to dislodge it. It wasn't working, even though I was like banging on the cake tin. I used enough oil, I think. Maybe I should have used more, but no matter how hard I was trying to get the cake out, it wasn't working. But I did eventually get it out, but it suffered minor damage, which is really unfortunate. But the frosting did end up covering it, so that's okay. You can see my frustrations. I was trying really hard to get that cake out without damaging it too much. I did eventually get both cakes safely out of their tins, so now it's time to frost one of them so I can put one on top of the other. Now that the top of one has been frosted, it's time to put that one on top of that one. The stacking was successful, so now it's time to put this cake in the fridge. The cake spent a couple of hours in the fridge to cool down, so now I get to ice it with a chocolate icing. I iced the top first and attempted to smooth it out as best as I could. I've never done this before, so it turned out a little messy, but that's okay, it'll still taste good. Then I started to ice the sides, which was much more difficult because the icing wouldn't stick and it kept getting crumbs everywhere, so it got even less smooth than I would have liked. Whoops. The cake is fully frosted, and now it's time to add decorations, including these lovely little dollop things that I made that are kind of ugly. But that's okay, because it's time for the blue frosting, which I used to write 500 subs and added little sparkle thingies. Now it's time to move this cake onto the cake tray. Mission successful. And that's the final cake. I know it looks a little special, but considering this is my first time baking, I think I did a pretty decent job. It's a little special. But anyway, thank you for sticking to the end. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!